आप वो स्टूडेंट हो जो कुछ करना चाहते हो लाइफ में एक्सेप्ट स्टडीज. You're that one person who do not talk to anyone in school, ignoring all the shit, you do your own thing. आपको करना है पेरेंट्स को प्राउड, पर पेरेंट्स आपको बोलते हैं वही फॉर्मल वे में इंजीनियरिंग करो या तो फिर डॉक्टर करो या तो सुसाइड. You want to make your parents proud and you want to live your own life. फ्रीडम चाहिए, सब चाहिए, पर यहाँ आपका इनसिक्योरिटी बन जाता है नॉट स्टडी. दिस इनसिक्योरिटी बिकम्स द प्रोडक्ट फॉर एवरी अदर कंपनी. सबका एक तो एक इनसिक्योरिटी होता ही है एंड दिस इनसिक्योरिटी बिकम्स द प्रोडक्ट ऑफ ऑल अदर कंपनीज.
फ्लैशबैक. खुशी तो जाती थी रेगुलर ट्यूशंस, साइंस और मैथ्स में तब भी था कंफ्यूजन. तभी मॉम को मिला a tuition that's new age. Two teachers का double advantage. Mommies and daddies, ये है solution. Byju's classes, the future of tuitions.
Now, it's a matter of fact that we are getting fooled by these companies. Our main motto of this video is to aware you guys of dark reality of Byjus, Akash, how Byjus, Akash are planned to kill your dreams.
Byjus is one of the biggest edtech startups in the entire world, with the valuation of over $22 billion in 2022. But right now, the valuation of Byjus is over only $3.3 billion. How did Byjus go from 22 to $3.3 billion? Let's find out in this video. The story of Byjus started back in 2006 when JEE topper Ravindran decided to start his own tuition classes. Soon after, his classes became very popular among the students and he started his own institutions soon after called as Think and Learn. Right now, while Ravindran was teaching his tuition classes, the students were fully focused on the teacher. They were getting good marks and were getting some high level of marks in their classes. One thing that Ravindran did that was different from other classes was that he introduced smart classes and smart boards to the students that attracted many students. Soon after, the Think and Learn institution got an eye on the investor and the investor was very interested in this institution as he got to know the true potential of Ravindran and his thinking capabilities and his business plan. He invested around 50 crores in the Think and School institution. Soon after, Ravindran started the online teaching classes as he got to know the true potential in the students and the learning capabilities in the Indian market. And that's how Byjus was started back in 2011 with Ravindran and his wife Divya.
At the beginning of Byjus, the investment they have gotten back then was really huge achievement for them. They have used it in a right way by letting good tech peoples who further gave best of the best concepts, which obviously attracted consumers and as well as investors. Investors mainly attracted to buy Byjus, which was very new thing in India. Because back then there was no such kind of thing called online learning. Byjus was very first startup to open this to the India, which obviously led to many people's attention towards it, and obviously investors were more attracted than the consumers. And the interesting fact is that Byjus booked over 20 lakh students in its platform just after the release. Now, talking about investors wanted to take a bite of a biggest edtech market. Back in 2015, Sequoia Capital invested over $25 million. And the very next year, Byjus got over $50 million investment from Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah, वही social media का बाप. In around 2018, Byjus became unicorn company, just like that. And this was the rise of the Byjus. The story doesn't end here. While there was a COVID pandemic back in 2020, the edtech market was booming like anything. Now, every investors and every companies wanted to catch the edtech train. Train तो एक ही था, पर बहुत passengers थे, like local train of Mumbai. You would be shocked knowing that there was a $6.6 billion investment in Indian edtech market. Byjus alone took $3.3 billion from that $6.6 billion and created $22 billion company alone, which made Byjus a huge edtech company in the world.
After getting so much amount of valuation from the VCs, Byjus started pouring a lot of money. I mean, a lot of money in the advertising and the marketing sector. And Byjus also got SRK in their team. अब आपको पता होगा, अगर SRK आपके ऐड में आता है तो वो बहुत सारा पैसा लिया होगा.
I also know times have changed, हाँ, पर मैथ का फॉर्मूला तो चेंज नहीं हुआ ना, करेक्ट नो.
And the crazy fact is that Byjus also sponsored the FIFA World Cup and the ICC World Cup. Now this is kind of very normal in every other company. When you have this much amount of valuations, you can spend this much amount of capital in the ads and the revenues and the marketing team. But what if I tell you that these are not the things and the majority of portion that Byjus spends on marketing? There are a different sector of marketing technique that Byjus uses and spends a lot, I mean even more than the capital that they spend in the marketing team, and that is BDAs. BDA meaning is Business Development Associates. What this BDAs is that in short words, these are the salesmen. The salesmen sell their course of Byjus to you. I'm sure if you are a student and if you are in college, you might have came across these kind of BDAs once in your lifetime by Byjus. These BDAs are hired by Byjus to become the salesperson of the Byjus course. Now these BDAs go to the parents and sell them course. Now the parents are the probable customers. They are not the complete customers till now, but these BDAs convert the probable customers into the actual customers. Now you will be shocked to know that BDA's conversion rate of probable customers into actual customers is around 70%, while in other companies it's only about 3 to 5%. Now right now you might be thinking that these BDAs are the biggest assets of Byjus. Yes, you are right. BDAs are right now the biggest assets of Byjus, but soon after these BDAs are becoming the biggest liabilities of Byjus.
If people are thinking that Byjus is going down, no chance. No chance. I am not just the largest shareholder, I am the largest investor in the company. You can force students to attend the class, but you can't force them to pay attention to what you teach. I've been doing it for 18 years. Aspiration is to do it for at least 30 more years. 30 more years. 30 more years. 30 more years.
The company has got a lot of capital and it was wanted to big and even bigger, and also wanted to create an ecosystem where a student is being stuck with their ecosystem like how other big corporates have created.
First for the students they have Byjus Junior, and then for the higher education students they have Byjus. Then they have Worthit Junior for the skill development of the students, and for the higher education they have Great Learning. And then the biggest acquisition comes by acquiring Akash Institution, which for the JEE and NEET, like they have made some big and huge acquisitions which is making an entire ecosystem of education for the students. There is a quote that greed leads a man to make money blindly and make the wrong decisions blindly. This goes very well with Byjus' story. Byjus was getting very much of valuations in the early age of this startup, and it was the investors were pouring a lot of money in Byjus. Byjus was not even looking at what to make with the money, and they were expanding and acquiring a lot of companies at the same time. They were pouring in a lot of money, and you will be shocked to know that the losses of Byjus stood at 4,500 crore, while the profit and the revenue generated was only 2,000 crore. This is how Byjus' downfall started. For every 100 rupees Byjus earned, it spent over 500 rupees at the same time. This was the beginning of the downfall of the startup Byjus. While this was all happening, the downfall of Byjus was happening and the Byjus was going under huge losses, there was one more thing that Byjus came across, and that is big competition in the Indian Edtech market. There was a new star teacher that was born in that time, and that was Alak Pandey. Alak Pandey was becoming very much popular in the Indian Edtech industry, and they were making some huge profits and were booking some huge profits along the way. This was one of the biggest competitor of Byjus and also caused Byjus to lay off around 5,000 employees. Let me repeat that again, 5,000 employees in their company. As a student, that there are a kind of mixed feeling for the students. For example, mainly benefiting for the higher and the better students in Byjus. For example, if you are a student like Chatur, it will be the best experience for you. But if you are a student like Rancho Das who want real experiences and real knowledge, Byjus feels like a pressure cooker to you. You cannot just adjust with the kind of system that Byjus creates you, and you cannot just learn and express yourself with Byjus. So there are a kind of mixed feeling with different amounts of students and a different kind of experiences with different students.
ये सब तो ठीक है. अगर आपको जाना है विवेक बिंद्रा और संदीप माहेश्वरी का स्कैम मतलब कंट्रोवर्सी, you can check this video out. Till then, keep learning, be curious. I hope this video was worth it.